So in the Gopi Gita, Srimati Radhika herself says, Srimati Radhika herself said in the Gopi Gita, Krishna, your Harikatha is pure nectar. Your Harikatha is pure nectar, hey Krishna. It's not the nectar of Swargalok. If we drink the nectar of Swargaloka, celestial planets, heavenly planets, there's so much lust and anger will come. Indra and other demigods, they are completely overtaken by lust because they take this lust, this nectar of heavenly planets. There's also called Mokshamrit, which is the nectar of the liberation. There are many kinds of nectar. The topmost nectar is Bhagavad-Katamritam. Where is this nectar? This nectar is actually in the Harikatha of the sadhus. How can you drink Harikatha? Not by your mouth. You drink through your ears. You drink Harikatha through your ears. The nectar of Harikatha you drink in your ears. Bhagavatam is giving us this message. So many times I told Bhagavatam. What is the meaning of Bhagavatam? Bha means Prakash, light. So someone sent some message to Gurudev doing pranams and asking him to explain again the same meaning of the Bhagavatam. Someone asked Gurudev to explain again. So Bhagavatam, Bha means Prakash. The first syllable means enlightenment, illuminating. Bhagavatam is enlightening the beautiful transcendental pastimes of Lord. All the confidential things are manifested in the Bhagavatam. So even the things which are so confidential are manifested in the Bhagavatam. Who manifested? What Bhagavatam is manifesting? Pancham Purushartham Krishna Prem, the fifth goal of human life, which is Prem. Other books of the Vedas describe about the four goals, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, but the Bhagavatam will explain only about the fifth goal, which is Prem. This Prem, which is so rare even for Uddhav and great devotees. Like Uddhav is praying again and again to the Vrajavasis, praying to the gopis for this love. Shruti means that Gopal-tapani Upanishad and other Shrutis, other scriptures, they are performing austerities. They want to attain the divine transcendental love of Radharani. And some Shrutis attained the Prem of Gopi Prem. Some Shrutis attained, like Gopal-tapani Upanishad. But Lakshmi Devi couldn't attain. She is doing austerities in Belvan, Lakshmi Devi. She's there sitting She's sitting with her hands folded, Lakshmi Devi. Have you been to Vrindavan? Have you done the Vrindavan Parikrama? Have you gone to Belvan? It's also called Lakshmi Van, the forest of Lakshmi. Because there she's folding her hands. Generally you see Lakshmi, she's giving donation, she's giving blessing, she's giving money to everyone, goddess of fortune. But in Vrindavan she's folding her hands. And still she couldn't attain that prem. Uddhava is praying. The Hindi is crashing, so need to wait the Hindi broadcast to come back. I think there's a problem in the internet there today.
Em Shivaji, de Gopi, certa vez, no Bhagavad-saptaha, Shivaji, ele tentou entrar na Vyasa-lila.
Not even Lord Shiva could enter in the Rasa-lila.
Deve haver avidez.
Not everyone can enter. Yeah, qualification, yes. But qualification is not enough.
Se você tiver PhD, você pode conseguir um trabalho. Várias pessoas têm PhD.
So many people have master's degrees, so many things, but they cannot get a job.
Mas todo mundo consegue o trabalho por fazer essas qualificações? Há um processo.
So the person must have pure greed to be able to attain. Lakshmi Devi, she got greed. She had greed. She heard from Narada Rishi about Rasa-lila, and she wanted to enter Rasa-lila. Shiva also wanted to enter. He tried so much. He came to Purnamasi and he cried so much. He insisted. Shiva came to Purnamasi insisting so much. Purnamasi, I want to enter the Rasalila. I want to enter the Rasalila. Hearing his cry, Pitali's cry, she said, not possible, Baba. But he insisted, I want to enter the Rasalila, I want. Purnamasi said, okay. Then what did she do? She took Lord Shiva and dipped him in the Brahma Kunda. You know, when you do Vrindavana Parikrama, there's the temple there, Rangaram Mandir. So nearby, there's the Brahma Kunda. You know, there's a deity of Brahma in the middle of the pond. So there, Purnamasi, she dipped Lord Shiva. And then he got the body of a gopi. He got the body of a gopi. Because without body of a gopi, you cannot enter the Rasalila. So she said, okay, sit in the northeast corner of the Rasa place. So which place is the place of Lord Shiva? Is the northeast corner. So he went to the northeast corner and he sat there in a beautiful form of a gopi, like dressed as a woman, everything like a woman. Oh, I'll have the darshan of Rasalila, he was thinking. And then Krishna started playing the flute. All the gopis came. Like in the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Gosvami explains that when Krishna plays the flute, Nishama Gita Tadananga Vardhanam, the sound of the flute, the sound clean. The sound of the flute is actually the sound clean. Only one syllable coming from the flute, which is actually clean, which is a bija mantra, which is the mantra seed mantra. When we sing the chant our mantras like Gopal mantra, all these mantras, they also have this clean, which is the bija mantra, the seed of the mantra. So Krishna played the flute, and all the gopis, they left whatever they were doing. Some were serving their husbands. Another was making a puri for the husband, for her husband. You know? Luchi is puri in Bengali. So she was preparing a luchi, which is a puri. Another was preparing like chapati, sabji. And then Krishna played the flute. And then they heard the sound of the flute. And the gopi left. The gopis left. They stopped whatever they were doing. Thousand gopis were running. One gopi couldn't see each other. No any gopi could see like other gopi. There were not only one, there were like so many, but they couldn't see each other. Shata Koti gopi, like millions. And they didn't even see each other because they're completely focused in their goal, which is Krishna. Actually, you know, they sound clean. So each gopi thought, Krishna is calling me only. So in one Kirtan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, Radhe Radhe Boli. In this Kirtan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, Anyway, so in this Kirtan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains that Radha Kund is such a beautiful place. These leelas of Krishna take place there. Krishna plays the flute. And all the gopis, they come running. Anyway, let's continue the Katha. So meaning of Bhagavata. Bha means Prakash. Bha means like illuminating. This Prakash means illumination, enlightenment. Means what is illuminating? These beautiful, sweet pastimes, prema, madhurya, which is not explained in any other Purana, is being illuminated or manifested. Prakash. So Bha means Prakash, which is illuminating or manifesting or showing. So these pastimes are being shown or manifested or illuminated in the Bhagavad. Bhaga. Ga means Garishta, means topmost. Means Bhagavatam is the best of all Puranas, of all the books. That's why the Bhagavatam is also called Puran Samrat, which is the emperor of all the Puranas. So the GA of the syllable Bhagavatam, Ga means Garishta, the topmost. So what is an emperor? Emperor is the best of all the kings. So a king is one thing, but emperor, Samrat, is the topmost of all the kings. So the Bhagavatam is called Puran Samrat, means the emperor of the Puranas, which is the best of all the Puranas. So Ga syllable of the name Bhagavatam is of Garishta, the best. So Bhagavatam is like the Supreme Court. Whatever the Supreme Court says cannot be defied. All the other Puranas, they actually glorify the Bhagavatam. Like Garuda Puran, Vayu Puran, all the other Puranas, all of them are actually glorifying the Bhagavad Puran. For example, these slokas from Garuda Puran describing the glories of the Bhagavad. There are many verses from other Puranas like Padma Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana also. So all the Puranas, they glorify, the Bhagavatam's glories. Bhagavatam is the latest Purana, the last Purana. So Ga is from Garishta. Bha, the first syllable, is manifesting the topmost love. Prakash. Bha means Prakash, means illuminating or manifesting the topmost prem. And Va, third syllable, Bhagava, Va. Vas. Lord is everywhere. He's everywhere. Vas, he lives everywhere. Bhagavana manifests according to the rasa of the devotee. Paramatma is everywhere. The super soul is everywhere. Super soul resides everywhere. The super soul resides everywhere, yes. Vas. But, according to the rasa of the devotee, Bhagavan manifests his svarūpa accordingly, his form accordingly. In the book Madhurya Kadambini, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad describes in a very beautiful way. You can read Madhurya Kadambini in the 8th chapter of Madhurya Kadambini. You'll see that according to the rasa of the devotee, Bhagavan will manifest accordingly. And Bhagavan, he stays in the heart and he manifests accordingly in our heart. One Bhagavan only, one God. According to the rasa of the devotee, he will manifest himself and manifest his form and sweetness accordingly as well. So the Va is from Vas, means God resides. And he manifests like this. And the Ta, Bhagavatam, means Tran, means he protects us, he delivers us. You are not alone. Bhagavan is with you. There's that song that we sing, Sitaram, Sitaram. Live the way the Lord wants to keep you. Jahe bidera keram, tahe bidera he. You're not alone, my dear. Ram is always with you. Lord Ram is always with you. You want to get respect, but you only will get the respect and honor according to your fate. Whatever God has reserved for you, your karma, desire of Lord, that you'll get only. Sing the names of Sitaram. So this is written by Tulasidas. He was a devotee of Ram. So he sings, chant Sitaram. But if you're a devotee of Radha and Krishna, you can also just replace and sing with the names of Radha Shyam. You are not alone, my dear. Shyam is with you. So I'm saying this. According to the rasa of the devotee, Bhagavan will give his darshan accordingly to the rasa of the devotee and also protect him accordingly. The devotee is eager to see God. The devotee is almost like dying, suffering because he wants to see God. And then God gives darshan, protecting the devotee from this separation. In the Gita, Krishna says, Padritranaya sadhanam, I appear in this world to protect the saints and to kill the irreligious. So God appeared to protect the sadhus, the saints. But the saints need to be protected? Saints need to be protected? What is their suffering? You tell me. The sadhus have one suffering, yes. When they are eager to see Bhagavan, this is their suffering. So they're like separation, their eagerness. So they're like so eager to see Bhagavan, and it's like they're dying because they're like they want to see God so much and they faint. So this is the suffering of the great saints. This is described in the explanation of this verse of the Gita. So these sadhus are suffering like this, and Bhagavan hears their prayers, and then Bhagavan himself appears in this world to give darshan to them. And in this way, God protects their life air. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, Krishna himself told Uddhav, Hey Uddhav, the gopis are my own body, and I am their life. Just like the body only works if the life air is inside. So in the same way, gopis are my life air, Krishna says. Bhagavan says, Hey Uddhav, the gopis gave up all the rules of the scriptures for me. Why? Because they want to meet me so much, so they gave up all the rules of the Vedas. Just to meet me. I protect the gopis. So when the gopis are feeling separation, and they faint because of the separation, then Krishna comes close to the gopis, and in the Brahmara Gita, Uddhava also said, Bhavatina Mahabhaga. Uddhava went to Braj to see the separation of the Vrajavasis. the viraha of the Brajabasis. He saw that separation and he couldn't, he became so bewildered. It was the first time Uddhava was going to Braj, you know? Actually, Bhagavan sent Uddhava to Braj. Bhagavan said, hey Uddhava, hey Soma Uddhava, go to Braj. These gopis are feeling so much separation from me. My parents also, Nanda and Jashoda, they are like suffering so much, like fainted in separation. The gopis are suffering separation. They are about to die. You have to give my news, give my message to them. Give my message to them. Pacify them. So Uddhava went to Braj and he saw. What is actually the prem of the Brajabasis? You cannot actually measure the love, amount of love in the time of a meeting. But in the time of separation, then you are able to measure the love, amount of love. So, in the end, Uddhava said this, Bhavatinam Mahabhaga, hey great, fortunate gopis, which have Mahabhaga. Actually, it's impossible for Krishna to be apart from you. It's impossible. Because those who love each other, they always want to stay with those who they love. You know, like, you want to be with the person you love. So gopis love Krishna, and Govindo, he loves gopis, the gopis. So love is such a thing that's not actually in this material world. All the love in this world is what? Selfish. So there's a selfish desire. So it's impossible love, prem, to be there because there's a selfish desire. Example is given. Just like the birds. The birds, they make their nest in the forest. They make their nest in the forest. While the forest has very nice fruits, very green leaves, very nice, like lavish forest, lushy forest, green forest. Then the birds reside there. If that forest is dry, then the birds will fly away. They'll leave the forest. Look, this is all true. The students also, they go to the school and they have so much affection for the teachers. Why? Until when? Before they get the degree. After they get the degree and the certificate, the students don't even care for the teachers anymore. This is all true in all of your life history or not? When you used to study, you had so much affection for your teachers, wasn't it? Now, after you got a degree, certificate, you don't even remember your teachers anymore, your professors. So this example is given. So the prostitute, the fallen woman, she loves the man until that rich man has money in his pocket. When finished the money of the guy, she dumps him. Money is honey. Better than sunshine. How are you? How are you? So, when you have money, people ask you, how are you? How are you? So, even it rhymes in Hindi. Everyone asks, how are you? How are you? Kaise ho? Kaise ho? While you still have paise ho, means while you still have money, people ask you, how are you? But when you don't have money anymore, then everyone is like, who are you? No one even cares for you. So if you're beautiful, if you're young, if you have money, then everyone cares about you. How are you? How are you? How? Oh, how are you? How are you? How are you? Everyone's like treating you nicely. This is all true. This is all true. The king also, a king, if he's in the position, then he's being like respected, honored. But if that king is not in that position anymore, no one even asks, like no one cares about him if he's not in that position. All the love and affection that exists in this world, everything is selfish, full of selfishness or interest or reason. But the love that gopis have for Krishna, there's no kind of condition or interest or reason. It's ahetuki, causeless. There's no cause. In this world, all the kinds of love, all of them have cause. Do you understand? They have a cause to be. When the cause is finished, everything is finished also. Do you understand? But the love between gopis and Krishna is ahetuki, causeless. Uddhava himself, he said, "Hey gopis, the love that you have for Krishna is transcendental. Krishna left Vrindavan. Like how possible Krishna would leave you guys and go to Mathura?" Uddhava is saying. Then Uddhava said one thing like that came from his mouth like spontaneously. Bhavatina mahabhaga birahena me anugraha krit. Uddhava said, what did he say? Actually, gopis, you were never far from Krishna. You cannot not actually be separated from Krishna. Never, ever. You and Krishna cannot be apart. Because in this world, we always want to stay where there's love and affection, where people love us, where there's affection, where there's possessiveness. We want to stay there. Isn't it? If there's love and affection, then we want to stay in that place. My Gurudev used to say one thing. There's actually no love in this world. We want to go where there's love, but there's actually no real love in this world. This is true. Even though the material poets explain like if there was love in this world, but the reality is actually there's not actual love. We need to go where there's the real love. Uddhava said, Bhavatina mahabhaga virahena me anugraha krit. Just to give mercy to me, anugraha, to give mercy to me, Jogamaya arranged that you're showing me these feelings of separation, like being apart from Krishna. Because if there wouldn't be separation, I wouldn't be able to understand Prem. Because in the time of the meeting, Milan, you cannot actually measure how much love is there between two people. Because in the time of meeting, Milan, you're meeting physically, but maybe the mind is not meeting, like maybe you're thinking about something else. Try to understand my language. You can be together for a long time physically, but your mind maybe not meeting. Means your mind is thinking about something else. But in the time of this viraha separation, when you're separated from your beloved, separated, then your mind is 100% connected and thinking so much about him all the time and not thinking about anything else. So the separation that the gopis felt, they were feeling that Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura, and then the gopis, they entered They drowned in the ocean of separation. Akrur came to take Krishna to Mathura. And the gopis said, oh, you are not Akrur, you are Krur. Because Krur means like enemy, cruel person. So Akrur means like person who is not cruel. But Gopi said, no, you are not Akrur, you are Krur. Like you are a very bad person because you came and you took Govinda, which is our life air. You have stolen Govinda from us. So you are cruel. You are Krur. So you are not Akrur. His name was Akrur. No, you are Krur. Krur means cruel. Akrur, non-cruel. Because Akrur put Krishna Balaram sitting on a chariot and took them to Mathura. And he was taking the chariot like trying to dodge the gopis, because the gopis they fell on the ground in front of the chariot like protesting, like a rebellion, like we won't allow you to take Krishna. They fell on the ground everywhere. Don't take Govinda out of Vrindavan, like this. Then what did Akrur do? He was like, he started to take the chariot in such a way to ride the chariot so that he would like not cross over the gopis. The gopis, they couldn't stand being far from Krishna and seeing Krishna going. There's one place in Vrindavana called Bijuri, because the gopis, they are very beautiful, shining like a lightning, like golden color. And then when the gopis saw Krishna leaving, they were so shining. They saw Krishna being taken in the chariot of Akrur. So when they saw Krishna leaving, when the chariot disappeared in the horizon, the gopis, feeling separation, they started falling on the ground. Just like a lightning falling. In 1 second, the lightning falls on the earth, isn't it? So the gopis were also, they're very golden color, and they were seeing Krishna leaving, and they fell on the ground like when Krishna left in the horizon. So Uddhava said this, that actually you are never separated from Krishna is impossible, Uddhava said. Uddhava is a great learned person, Mahagyani. He has studied everything. But until now, he hadn't studied completely the Prem Shastra about love, scriptures. Uddhava was disciple of actually Brihaspati, the guru of the demigods. Sukadeva Gosvami explained that Uddhava was not an ordinary person. He was the most intelligent of the Vrishni dynasty. He was also the advisor and counselor of Krishna. Like advisor of Krishna, minister of Krishna, used to give advice to Krishna. And Uddhava was also the best friend of Krishna. And he was the disciple of Brihaspati, the guru of the demigods in the heavenly planets. So Brihaspati had taught all the Shastras, scriptures to Uddhava, but except one. Which one was missing, was lacking still? Was the Prem Shastra, the Shastra about love, scriptures of love. That's why Krishna told Uddhava, go to Vrindavan, you need to study Prem Shastra about love. Why did Krishna send Uddhava to Vrindavan? To pacify the Brajabasis? Actually, no. This just externally looks like that Krishna sent him for this. But actually, Krishna wanted Uddhava to join the University of the Gopis. He wanted Uddhava to join to get admission in the University of the Gopis, so that he could learn about Prem. Uddhava went to Braj in this University of the Gopis. But even in the admission test, he failed. He couldn't even be admitted to the University of the Gopis. Uddhava failed the admission test. What to speak of studying in the university? Because before you be enrolled, you need to do the admission test. In the admission test, Uddhava failed, finished. He couldn't be enrolled. Rupa Goswami describes this very beautifully in one verse, explaining how is the college of the gopis, that there are 5 subjects that they study. How many? 5. When we're in the college, there are so many subjects. For example, Bengali, English, mathematics, different kinds of subjects, geography, economics, whatever, history. So in the college of the gopis also, there are how many subjects being taught? 5. This katha is very beautiful. This story is very beautiful. So you need to learn all this in the college of the gopis, but first you need to do the admission test to try to enroll yourself in this University of the Gopis. So Uddhava couldn't do it. Even before starting the studies, he failed. He couldn't even get into the college. How was the intelligence of Uddhava? His buddhi was very calm and quiet. He was a very calm person. Just like a magistrate, a judge. When a judge gives a sentence, he doesn't give in a rush way. First he checks the evidence from both sides. He'll consider, he'll ponder, then he'll think about, reflect, and then the judge will give the sentence, the decision. So Uddhava was also like this. He was so intelligent. But he didn't pass in the college of the gopis. He failed in the admission test. But still, in this verse, he's saying, actually, Jogamaya manifests this verse in his throat. Bhavatinam mahabhaga virahena me anugraha krit. Hey gopis, you're so fortunate. You have this great love for Krishna. Actually, you can never be separated from Krishna. Never, ever. You can be apart from him. In the Sanaka-Samhita, it's explained that Krishna and his potency, Krishna Shakti, are always together. Wherever Radharani is there, Krishna is there. Wherever Krishna is there, Srimati Radhika is there. Radharani and Krishna can never be far from each other. They are never apart. Because actually there's no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman, God and his potency. Shastra explains that the potency sometimes is murta, manifested, or amurta, unmanifested. Murta or amurta. But still, in the Sanaka-Samhita, it's described that Vrishabhanandini Srimati Radhika, she's always with Nandanandana Krishna eternally in Vrindavan. And both of them don't even give one step out of Vrindavan, never ever. The Krishna of Vrindavan, Nandanandana Krishna Shyamasundar, he never ever leaves Vrindavan, not even one step. He never leaves Vrindavan, not even one step out of Vrindavan. Oh, but in the Bhagavatam it says that Akrur took Krishna and Balaram, put them sitting on a chariot, took them from Mathura to Mathura. From Vrindavan to Mathura, right? This description is there in the Bhagavatam. So there is a secret behind this, exactly. It's like a secret. There's a secret, there's a confidential thing behind this. Not everybody can understand this thing. Not everybody knows. The Krishna of Vrindavan is always in Vrindavan. He has two manifestations. One is Mathuradish, Krishna of Mathura, and another Dwarkadish Krishna, the Krishna of Dwarka. So three Krishnas. Yes, one from Vrindavan, which is always actually in Vrindavan. He never leaves. He told this verse, no, Krishna. Vrindavana paritaja padamekam nagachati. I don't give one step out of Vrindavan. I don't give one step. And his manifestation is Dwarkadish Krishna and Mathuradish. When Akrur, taking Krishna Balaram, he came to the border between Vrindavan and Mathura, Mathuradish Krishna, the Krishna from Vrindavana disappeared, became invisible. He disappeared, became invisible. When the chariot crossed the border between Vrindavan and Mathura and came in Mathura, then the Mathuradish Krishna sat on the chariot. Akrur was thinking was the same Krishna, but it's actually not. The Krishna of Vrindavana has a speciality. Which one? He always keeps the flute and the peacock feather. Krishna of Mathura and Dwarka, he doesn't have these two things, features. No peacock feather, no flute. Nowadays, people are putting peacock feather in the Krishna of Kurukshetra, like Bhagavad Gita, but it's completely wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? In many places you can see Krishna in the middle of the war in Kurukshetra with a peacock feather in his forehead. Or Jagannath also using peacock feather. No, this is completely wrong according to Gaudiya Siddhanta. Who uses peacock feather? Who? Only the Krishna of Vrindavan. Then he can use peacock feather. Mathuradish, Dwarkadish never ever use peacock feather. He never uses peacock feather. Srimati Radhika also has two manifestations. So Krishna has two manifestations, I explained. Mathuradish and Dwarkadish, right? And in the same way, Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika. What did I say? Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika, she's the origin, she's the mul, means origin Srimati Radhika. And she, like Krishna, she is also in Vrindavana, also, always. Sometimes murta, visible or manifested, or amurta, unmanifest. The same way that Krishna is always in Vrindavana, Vrishabhanu Nandini is also always with him there. They are never separated. Wherever Radharani is there, Krishna is there. Wherever Krishna is there, Srimati Radhika is there. They are always together. There's no difference between them. Just like the fire and the potency of burning from the fire. Like the potency to burn of the fire and fire itself. They're always together. Scriptures explain. So who is the original Radharani? She's called Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika. She's always with Krishna in Vrindavan. Just like Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, in the same way, Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika, she's always with Krishna also. So the two manifestations of Srimati Radhika, she has two manifestations, right? So the two manifestations. One is called Samyogini Radha, another is called Viyogini Radha. Samyogini Radha means what? It's a manifestation that met Krishna in Kurukshetra. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, there was a time of a solar eclipse in Kurukshetra. Like when Mahaprabhu was in the time of Ratha Yatra, he used to remember this pastime. Another form of Srimati Radhika is Viyogini Radha. She was feeling separation from Krishna and she became completely absorbed in separation, in Divya Unmad, transcendental madness. So, Viyogini Radha, she was there in Uddhav Kyari, which is next to Nandagaon. She was there. Uddhav saw this Radharani, Viyogini Radha. Srila Sukadeva Gosvami Pada, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, he explains about Viyogini Radharani through 10 verses, which is the Brahmaragita. He describes the Abhijalpa, Sujalpa, Prajalpa, the like crazy talks of Viyogini Radha, which is exactly the Brahmaragita. Abhijalpa, Sujalpa, Prajalpa. So this Radha is called Viyogini Radha. So see how subtle is the Gauriya Vaishnava Siddhanta. In other sampradayas, you cannot get this such a subtle conceptions. This is only available in the Gauriya Sampradaya. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada, Jiva Goswami, in their commentaries, they explain all this in a beautiful way. So to relish this separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Jagannatha Puri and he used to say there Svarūpa Damodara and Raya Ramananda. So that same mood that Uddhava saw in Srimati Radhika, Mahaprabhu used to be absorbed in this day and night. This Chaitanya Charitamrita verse explains. Inside the Gambhira, in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu was there for the last 12 years of his life. And he was like in the transcendental madness of separation, absorbed in the feeling of I'm Radharani. And at that time, Svarūpa Damodara and Raya Ramananda, so when Srimati Radhika was feeling that separation, Lalita Devi and Vishaka, they used to pacify Srimati Radhika, console her. So in the same way, in the Lila of Mahaprabhu, this Lalita and Vishaka, they came as Svarūpa Damodara and Raya Ramananda. So they used to pacify Srimati Radhika or Mahaprabhu. So these two, Svarūpa Damodara and Raya Ramananda, used to help Mahaprabhu to survive in the separation. When Mahaprabhu was crying, feeling separation, where can I get Krishna, Brajendra Nandana? To whom can I tell all my sorrows? I cannot survive without Krishna. Like Mahaprabhu in separation saying these verses. Where is Krishna, who is the moon of the dynasty of Nanda Maharaj? Where is Nandanandana Krishna? Where is he who holds the peacock feather in his forehead? How can I see him? So when Mahaprabhu was completely absorbed, crying and desperate to find Krishna, sometimes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he used to rub his face against the wall of the Gambhira. Sometimes Mahaprabhu, with his nails of his fingers, he used to start like digging the soil, the earth, like the ground. And Svarūpa Damodara Raya Ramananda asked him, What are you doing? Mahaprabhu said, Swarupa Damodar, listen. Where's Krishna? I cannot survive without him. Crying and crying. Krishna is in your heart, Swarupa Damodar told Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, so Krishna is hiding in my heart? How come? Just like Srimati Radhika, she used to faint. In the same way, Mahaprabhu also used to faint. Swarupa Madara Rai Ramananda, they used to recite songs from Vidyapati Chandidas. Rai Ramananda, he also used to recite books of his own writing, a book called Jagannatha Vallabhanataka that he had himself written. He used to recite these verses. Sometimes also they used to recite Brahmari Gita in verse from the Bhagavatam. And then the separation of Mahaprabhu would increase even more. So Mahaprabhu was feeling separation like this. If there's no separation, the sweetness of the meeting cannot be manifested, cannot be relished. Example is given. If you want to dye your cloth with a saffron dye, the more you put your cloth, you know this saffron cloth, the more you put it in the saffron dye, then the more the color will be strong. So the more separation is there, the meeting will be more nourished and relishable. So the separation nourishes the meeting. So we must understand what is the separation, viraha. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wants to explain to us, to teach us what is separation. Raha, special, raha, meeting. Vishesh milan, special meeting, viraha. Raha, raha means meeting, milan, and vishesh, which is special. But viraha, of course, also means far, like separation. Two meanings, many meanings. So in the kingdom of love, it's like this. So Shrimati Radhika has two manifestations. Vrishabhanu Nandini Shrimati Radhika said she has two manifestations. You remember the name? Oh, you remember. Clap for you. Woohoo, you remember. Samjogini Vyogini. What time is it? So one is Samjogini Radha and another Vyogini. I'm about to finish. So Bhagavatam explains all this. Pariksit Maharaj asked, please tell me Krishna's pastimes. So the rishis headed by Saunaka Rishi, they asked Suta Goswami. They asked, please describe us the sweet pastimes of Krishna. Please tell us about the avatar Katha of Krishna, the pastimes of the incarnations. And also tell us about why Krishna Balaram appeared in this world. Please tell us about this. Please tell us what is the nature of the soul. So these 6 questions of Saunaka Rishi. So the nature of the soul is to attain Krishna Prem, love for Krishna. This is all written in the Bhagavatam. In different places of the Bhagavatam, Srila Sukadeva Goswami Pad, he told all this to Pariksit Maharaj. So not only knowledge and renunciation is there, Jnana and Vairagya. Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, they protect us externally. But they cannot give prem. Knowledge and renunciation, they only give real love. With jnana knowledge, you get liberation. But actually, even jnana won't give mukti, liberation, if you don't take shelter of bhakti. But anyway, the jnanis, they can fall down. But the devotees never ever fall down. Shastra explains. The jnanis, when they hear this, they become so angry. But the Bhagavatam gives evidence. Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you understand? I'll tell you one story. One time I was in Brazil. I went to give a lecture in a place called Jnana Mandir in Brazil. So, they told me, Maharaj, give class here, Harikatha. 5 days program in this Jnana Mandir. So in the first 2 days, I glorified a lot about Jnana knowledge. In the third day, I told one verse from the Bhagavatam. A verse from the Bhagavatam that says that the Jnanis fall down. But the devotees, bhaktas, will never fall down. So there's one verse describing this directly. Hearing this, they became so angry that they didn't allow me to finish my events there. They told me to go away. So if we tell the truth, people don't understand. This is a verse from the Bhagavatam. This is a verse from the Bhagavatam. The Jnanis, they fall down. But the devotees, they just remember the lotus feet of Bhagavan and they deliver from this material world. And they directly attain love for God, prem. Prem for God. Bhagavatam explains. In the Brahma Stuti also explains. In this verse from Brahma Stuti is also explaining the Bhagavatam. Give up all the effort for knowledge and only take shelter of bhakti. Wherever a saint is staying, you go there and hear Harikatha from his lotus mouth. There are so many verses in the Bhagavatam glorifying the devotion more, and saying that Jnanis are less. Jnanis will fall down. But the devotees, never. In the Gita also Bhagavan says, Apichet Sudurachara. The Gita gives evidence. Even if someone is Sudurachara, means very, very bad behavior person. If the person surrenders to me, even though the person is very fallen, Ananya Bhak means the person is completely one-pointed to me. He doesn't worship any other demigod or demigoddesses. If for some reason he slips, you say? Sometimes when you're walking, you slip. Then you fall. Bhagavan says, if someone who is very Sudurachar, the person somehow fell down, but the person is one-pointed to me. So Krishna says, Sadhureva, this is my this is my conclusion, my opinion, Krishna says. This is my decision, that this person is a sadhu. He's not a sadhu, he's still like glorious. Because this person is my responsibility. And in the second verse, after Krishna says, Kripam bhavati dharmatma, my devotee will never fall down. My devotee will never fall down. So the Gyanis fall down, but the devotees never fall down. So this verse is not for Gyanis, not for karmis, but for devotees. Even if you do a little bit of bhakti, God takes you and He'll take care of you personally. Just like a mother purifies her own kids and baby and then takes the baby on her lap again. So the baby is pooping, peeing, right? The mom will throw the son away? No. Clean the baby and again takes the baby on her lap. So in the same way, Bhagavan does the same to his devotees. Bhagavan has so much love and affection towards his devotees. God is controlled by bhakti. Bhakti is so glorious. Devotion. The Gyanis are not glorified like this. Actually, there's one verse that says that the heart of the Gyanis is like burned by fire. So the fire of the knowledge burns the heart, makes everything turn to ashes. So when you're cooking, if for some reason your rice burns, you didn't put enough water or something, so what happened to the rice? Burns. So this burnt rice, you can never ever offer to God. It's very contaminated. Burned rice. When you cooked, if you burn the rice, you cannot offer. So in the same way, again, if your heart is burned by the knowledge, again, you cannot be offered to God. There are many evidences about this. The Gyan, the knowledge is to protect you actually only. To protect you. Bhakti is very soft. Bhakti is glorified everywhere. The topmost bhakti is prema bhakti, shuddha bhakti. Srila Rupa Goswami explains. Uttama bhakti. So bhakti, shuddha bhakti, manifests completely in Srimati Radhika. The prema bhakti which is in the heart of Srimati Radhika, it's incomparable. In the last verse of Shikshastakam, Srimati Radhika explains this mood. Topmost mood of Srimati Radhika explained. So everything which is in the Bhagavatam is actually to establish bhakti. Which bhakti? Prema bhakti. Krishna himself, with his own mouth, he told Uddhav. Now we are studying the Bhagavatam, reciting the Bhagavatam. So there are many evidences in the first canto, second, third canto. Through different stories of the Bhagavatam, all this is explained, like Dhruva Charitra. What can we see in the story of Dhruva Maharaj? Karma Mishra Bhakti. It's not Shuddha Bhakti Katha, the story of Dhruva. Not pure devotion. Sakam Bhakti, he has material desires in his devotion. Sakam Bhakta, he is a Sakam Bhakta. Dhruva worshipped Bhagavan, but his main goal in his worship was to attain material things. He wanted to sit on the lap of his father, he wanted to be the king. So Bhagavan offered to Dhruva some blessing, but Dhruva said, I don't want anything. I was actually searching for broken pieces of glass, but now I'm seeing your lotus feet, which is so rare, even for great personalities. Your lotus feet is like jewels. Many great munis, sages, they are not even able to see your lotus feet. Dhruva Maharaj told Bhagavan when he saw him, I was actually searching for broken pieces of glass. And what did I attain? I attained Divyaratna, like divine jewels. But God insisted and said, Dhruva, I want to give you some blessing. Otherwise, people will criticize me. People will say, a 5-year-old boy did bhajan and sadhana and didn't give anything to him. Like God was saying to Dhruva. So, yeah, you have to ask for a benediction. And then God said, okay, for 36,000 years, you'll be able to rule the kingdom without any kind of problem, obstacle. After 36,000 years, hey Dhruva, you attain Dhruvalok. Dhruvalok, another planet. So after 36,000 years ruling on earth, the presiding deity of death came to Dhruva and told Dhruva, Dhruva, this place is called Mrityulok, means place of death. Whoever comes in this world must die. Dhruva said, okay, let me finish my Gayatri mantra. Dhruva told the presiding deity of death. And he was doing his Gayatri. Which mantra Dhruva had? Do you know? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is the mantra Dhruva Maharaj used to chant. So let me finish my Gayatri mantra, he said. I got this mantra from Narada Rishi. The deity of death said, okay. Nitya-dāsa said, okay, you finish your Gayatri. I'll wait until you finish your Gayatri mantra. The deity of death, Nitya-dāsa told Dhruva Maharaj. And then he continued chanting the mantra. So the deity of death was still waiting outside. And the Dhruva Maharaj just continued chanting the mantra. Time passing. But Dhruva is also nothing less. Like, he's very clever. What did he do? He was continuing chanting the mantra and the deity of death waiting outside. So he was singing Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And then what did Dhruva do? He stepped on the head of the deity of death, Mrityudevata, and he went up. Where? To Dhruvalok. So Dhruva stepped on the head of the deity of death and went to Dhruvalok. So actually Dhruva did not leave his body. He didn't change his body. For Narada Rishi, we hear that he changed his body. Like when Narada Rishi told his own life history, Narada said that he left his body and then he got the transcendental body, Siddha svarūpa. Then he went to Vaikuntha with the spiritual body. But in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, he went in his own body to Dhruvalok, this planet. Until nowadays, Dhruvalok is still there, this planet. Dhruvalok. Until the moon and sun continue in the sky and the stars, Dhruvalok also will still continue there, in the north. It's always fixed in the north. north direction. So Dhruva coming back, he's a Sakam Bhakta, means he has material desires. He's worshipping Lord with material desires. But the Bhakta explains, Tivrena Bhakti Jogena Jajeta Purusham Param. Doesn't matter if you have desires or not, you should worship Lord always. If you have desire, if you have no desire, if you desire liberation, whatever you desire, you should always worship Bhagavan and He will fulfill your desires. Then, after doing bhajan, knowledge and renunciation will come. Because if you follow bhakti, spontaneously, knowledge and renunciation, jnana and vairagya will come. You don't need to separately endeavor for jnana and vairagya. Do you understand? Because if you follow bhakti by itself, naturally, knowledge and renunciation will come. So this is Shuddha Bhakti. One symptom of bhakti is this. Vasudeva para bhakti. Bhagavatam explains in this verse. If you have bhakti, two things will come. Knowledge and renunciation. Do you understand? So the two sons of Bhakti Devi. So if bhakti comes in your heart, so two sons has Bhakti Devi. She has two sons. Which sons? Jnana and Vairagya. Knowledge and renunciation, they will come automatically. Oh, no kids? No, there will be kids. Isn't it? Bhakti Devi has two kids, for example. Two children. Jnana and Vairagya. Knowledge and renunciation. You know the story. So this one story of Bhakti Devi. Bhakti Devi, she was born in Dravid Desh, is one region of India. She said, there's a story of Bhakti Devi saying that she was born in this part of India. Then she went to Karnapati. Then she went to Maharashtra. Then she went to Gurjar Desh, Gujarat. Saurashtra also called. Then she went to Then something interesting was happening, that her kids, her children, they are getting older. No, sorry, no. She said, Bhakti Devi, that she became old. And her two children, they are young. But when they came to Vrindavan, then the opposite happened. Opposite what is natural. Like the mother, Bhakti Devi, became young. And her two kids, children, Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, became old. Which is generally not the normal, right? The kids generally won't be older than the mother. There in Vrindavan, Bhakti Devi was young and dancing. So if you have Bhakti, the two children of Bhakti Devi will be Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. So it's impossible that you have Bhakti but you don't have knowledge and renunciation. So there are three kinds of Jnana, knowledge. First, Tat Padartha Jnana, knowledge about God. Second, Tvam Padartha Jnana, knowledge about the soul. And third, Jiva Brahma Eka Jnana, knowledge about the unity between God and the soul, which is also called Brahma Jnana, this third one. Jiva Brahma Eka Jnana, this knowledge of the unity between God and soul, should be given up. So when you're in the high stage of Bhakti, Jnana is not necessary anymore. Shastra explains. Why are you screaming over there? It's not even 8:30 yet. Why are you screaming? You should listen to Harikatha. Not think about the food that's coming. Don't start giving out the food yet. What did you say? Listen to Harikatha. Just one more minute. I'm about to finish. So Jnana and Vairagya. So if you have bhakti, renunciation will come for sure. You'll be detached. This is described in the scriptures. If Shuddha Bhakti comes to your heart, pure devotion, naturally love and Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation will also come. So you must know all this. So Falgu Vairagya, which is false renunciation, will not take you anywhere. You should have Jukta Vairagya, which is proper renunciation. You should give up Falgu Vairagya, which is fake renunciation. Jukta Vairagya means you should accept the objects in a non-attached way. Like whatever is necessary for the service of the Lord, you accept it, but not being attached. This is called Jukta Vairagya, proper renunciation. So Dhruva Maharaj, he's a Sakam Bhakta. He's a devotee with material desires. So I just described to you guys briefly the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Tomorrow we'll continue speaking the story of Nrsimhadev tomorrow, okay? Especially tomorrow is the 4th day in our Bhagavad-saptaha. So we're going to describe the pastimes of birth of Krishna, Janma-lila. Tomorrow is Ekadashi as well. So actually, because it's Ekadashi, we're going to describe about Ambarish Maharaj. And then in the day of Dwadashi, then we're going to celebrate the Janma-lila of Krishna, his birthday, okay? Because of the Ekadashi, we're going to do in the 5th day. Because generally in the 7 days of Bhagavatam, there's different rules for different days. Like first day, you should speak about the glory of the Bhagavatam. Second day, third day, first canto to fourth canto. Then the third day of the Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj Katha should be described like ninth canto. Fourth day of the Bhagavatam, then you describe the pastime of birth of Krishna, Janma-lila. Fifth day of the Bhagavatam, Srimati Radhika's birth lila. 6 days Govardhan lila. 6th day of the Bhagavatam, 7th day Rasa lila. Then we finish the 10th canto in the 7 days. I never speak about Krishna getting married or this and that. Because the Gauriya Vaishnava Katha, Mahaprabhu himself said, never take Krishna out of Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu himself said, don't take Krishna out of Vrindavan. That's it. Keep Krishna in Vrindavan, always. Jai Srila Gurudeva ki Jai. Dandavat pranams. Thanks for the opportunity. Please forgive me for any mistake. Jai Gurudev.